Hello, everybody. It's me, Kirsten, and this is the It's Giving Mystical podcast. And this is your podcast for the week ahead, the week of September 19th. Hi. How's everyone doing? How was the Tower week last week? I guess what I'm just going to say right off the bat is that you have so much more control and power in your world than you realize, and then you probably function with on the regular. I was just away most of last week and really out of context and with people I'm not with all the time and in different environments. And the level of reactivity and panic is real. Like people are, this is an unsettling time. This is a lot of energy. I remember one woman in circle saying to me, "Isn't every moment a time of deep change?" And it's like, yes, but the feeling right now is the collapse of so many systems that we have relied on for structure in our lives. The call in that moment is to find the structure within yourself, to find the structure within your breath, within your body, within your life, within your own sense of rootedness and groundedness and connection to something larger than yourself. That's not easy. Like I can say it on a podcast, we can talk about it, and it's a dedication, it's a practice, it's a movement, it's a gesture, and it's an ongoing choice. And the reason I say you have so much more power than you realize is so much of the noise right now is these things I've relied on don't exist anymore. I am afraid that things are going to continue to deteriorate or other systems. Like I didn't see a lot of this coming. So now does that mean that there are other systems that are going to fail me? And what will that mean for our world? What will that look like? And so a lot of energy comes up. And when a lot of energy comes up and we are not grounded in our own body, that becomes movement reaction. It just becomes like I'm surfing, barely staying ahead of the curve, managing the level of energy moving through the world, but I'm deeply disconnected from my own experience at the same time. The discomfort launches me out of my body. And so I remind you, and hopefully if you're listening to this podcast, if you're working with tarot, if you're working with energy, if you're doing the work to understand better your medicine, your purpose, your reason for being here, you have practices that remind you to stay in your body. And so much of the 8 year, so much of the work last year, whether you were conscious of it or not, was a movement back into the body. It was an activation of your body as a place that is sacred, a place that is powerful, a place that is, again, connected. Your body, it can sneaky trick you into believing it's moving in isolation because you're like ambling around, but you're deeply impacted by the communities that you're in, by the space you create in your own home, by the space you create in your own psyche, your own system. And it's important that you remember that. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong by having trouble, by struggling, by being impacted by the world. But it is your responsibility not to get carried away with that. That's just the basic truth. The world will distract you. It will carry you away. It will froth you into a panic because you in a panic is a much easier creature to control, a much easier creature to exert power over. And part of that call back to the 8, part of the call into the hermit this year is a call back into my body as sacred space, my body as safe place. And then I move out into the world, not the way the world tells me to, but the way I know needs to happen. So what is the next right step? What is the next right conversation? What is the next right choice? What does that mean for my daily movements? Again, this goes back to that Virgo precision that is just so with us and so powerful. That practical magic, that precision magic, that daily intention magic, that staying with your breath magic, that tending to your body magic. It can seem so insignificant in the face of these larger mythologies, like really echoing and amplifying in the cultural field right now. But that's why the work is so powerful. To not underestimate who you are, to not underestimate how powerful you are in the world, but in your own system. And I'll tell you, I was out in the world. I guess I've been very hermited, but I was out in the world. And I was struck by how unconscious most people are. Like most people are moving through the world quite unconsciously. And again, that's not like I'm doing it better. It's more of a recognition of these small choices add up to a type of psychic, physical, material, energetic weight. And when I've built that weight and I go out into the world, I might see and feel and again be impacted by what's happening, but it doesn't take me off course. It doesn't take me off center. And it doesn't seduce me or sorcery me into thinking that I am powerless, that my work doesn't matter, that I should, get in the boat of panic that is a lot of what's happening in the world right now and forget love and forget humanity and forget compassion and forget patience and forget faith. Like, I guess my faith in humanity, in the world, in, again, like the myth that we're building together. There are the mythologies that are loud right now. And then there is the quiet work of feeding into the earth, feeding into the system, something more resilient, something more substantial, something that, again, the arc of history is long and it bends towards justice. I believe that the noise does not equate the truth right now. And I don't mean that as a political thing. I mean that as an energetic thing. Feel behind the noise. Come back to you. Come back to your breath. Come back to your body. I hope that you've created a safe space in your world so you can come back to a quiet place. There's a quiet place, whatever that means to you, there's a quiet place that you can come back to and you can breathe and you can catch your breath. You can remember who you are. You can remember how powerful you are. And then when you feel ready, you go back out into the world. And again, you sing that song out in the world and it changes things and it changes people. I had just a perspective around how off balance many people feel right now and what me staying in balance was actively offering to the spaces that I was in and actively shifting the energetics of the people in the space. It's not work to do in terms of forcing people to agree with you. It's work to do in terms of choosing yourself, choosing truth, choosing love, choosing peace, like choosing freedom over and over and over again. I hope that's helpful. I just think we're given a lot of reasons right now to feel unsafe and a lot of reasons right now to feel disembodied and unconscious. And if you're here with me, I invite you back into your practice. I invite you back into your body. I invite you back into consciousness. I invite you back into awareness and authority in your own life. The tower is going to shake those systems, but if you are in your own current of fire and energy and light that is you, the systems can shift, the systems can struggle, and you know that safety is here. You know that truth is here. You know that love is here. And I just encourage you to remember that and to practice that and to, again, I was very aware of why I often am hermiting. I am very aware of the fact that it takes work to stay in your center when you're going to move out into the world where many people are just not in their own center. They are centered around other things. And again, that's not a value judgment. It's an observation and it's an energetic feel. You can feel the difference. You can feel the difference. And it takes like fortitude and presence to stay here, stay with what's true, stay with what's happening in the moment. And hopefully the goal is to enjoy the present moment, is to unfold into the present moment, is to like weave yourself into the present moment as an act of devotion, as an act of co-creation with the universe. The card I pulled for us this week was the Fool in reverse. And I say that it was in reverse because there were some other cards poking around when I was doing this reading, and the message that I got from this card was not a pure fool message of leap and the net will appear, best of luck on your new journey. It was a holding pattern. I feel very clearly with the tarot and beyond that there's something about this week that's inviting a type of standstill, a type of pause, a type of holding pattern. It this is a moment, right? So if we're in a holding pattern, if we're in a pause before something new emerges, that's going to trigger a lot of old stories around how we should be doing more. It's going to trigger a lot of, well, I don't know what you're waiting for, or, well, if it's not going to happen, you better make it happen, or, well, that's really unjust, you better go fix it. It's going to trigger a lot of stuff that's going to tell you to go into action, to move into action, to move into functioning, doing mode. And I'm just going to say it super simply. The tarot right now is saying you're about to embark on a journey, but you're not there yet. Like you're not at the starting line yet. There's something that wants to get recalibrated, paused, pulled back. It has a retrograde energy to it in the pure sense of the energy. All systems are not go. We are in check. We're like in systems check mode. That's what I would say. I invite you to clean up your loose ends, to attend to the things that you have been putting off, to really like milk this Virgo moment before we switch into Libra of there's some things I need to take care of. Again, this practical magic, this precision magic, this small devotion. What I got from the tarot was you're about to, like we're going to, there's something starting, there's a beginning, or like a beginning afoot, there's something right up there, some journey is really going to kick into gear, but not yet, and so what would you do if you knew things were going to change, if you knew you were about to start a new journey, if you were preparing for a big trip or you were preparing for a big life change? What would you take care of right now? And that's going to be different for all of us. But I cannot encourage you more to clean things up this week, to straighten up, clean up, pay the bill, send the email, clean out the inbox, clean out your closet, get yourself to the gym, like whatever the thing is that you need to do, go through the mail, like honestly, boring things, and take care of them this week. And there's something about like the false start, like trying to begin something before it's quite ready. And it's both the cards, 3 cards I got, all were like almost there, but not quite there yet. So I would leave that with you. We're not quite there yet. We're not quite all systems go, but something is going to like pull you out, call you out, and you want to have things lined up before that happens. This aligns really beautifully with Shaman School. We're going to have our first retreat a week from Friday. And so this idea of the fool's journey, like stepping into the wheel for the first time, is going to be so rich for at least the people that are part of that IU. And I would imagine on some level that's happening for you in your life. There's something you're beginning, there's something you're stepping out into. And the invitation from the tarot is just so clear this week. Okay, so if you know that's going to begin, what do you want to clean up now? What do you want to have organized now so that you can be fully present to begin that journey with joy in your heart, with the fire in you and a joy in your heart? One other thing I'll say quickly that kind of ties into this a little bit is most of you know that I've studied Tantra and I do a lot of work around nonlinear movement, around pleasure and power as it exists in a woman's body. And if you don't know, I do. But there's something I was listening to recently that was talking about sensuality as a devotional practice. And that's something that I allude to, and we talk about it here and there. And we definitely talk about it in Women's Circle and in Full Moon Circle. But it's something just to kind of put on your radar. If I say to you, you're about to begin a journey, and I say to you, clean things up, like take care of things, and you're like, I'm good, Kirsten, I have nothing to take care of. Come back to your body. Like it's a real invitation to approach your sensuality, the fact that you exist in a body, the pleasure and power of that, to approach that with a type of devotional awe, and to get really curious about what's possible there, and to get curious about what might be in need of attention in that dimension. That feels like it's here too. Can feel like no progress. It can feel like minutia. And I'm telling you, the rewards of these small motions, particularly right now, are going to be enormous. And so I just really encourage you to get very small this week and very detailed this week, and set yourself up for success. It's one of the things I say to my kids all the time, but it's brilliant advice. Set yourself up for success. Like, put yourself in a position where you can enjoy life, where you can begin with fresh eyes, where you can enjoy being in a body, where you can really feel as empowered and centered and grounded as possible in a world that wants you anything but. This really matters right now. This trajectory of, I'm here in a body. That's a sacred thing. I am a powerful being, and there's a road that I'm meant to walk that no one can walk for me. That is the call of the hermit. And I walk that road not just to experience life, although that's a huge part of it, but to shine a light for others who don't not quite have their feet under them yet, who don't quite have their light as harnessed as maybe you do. So it is a path of the teacher, it's a path of the guide, and it is a responsibility. But again, like, you are more powerful. You have an authority in your life that I'm watching people give it away. Do not give your authority away. Do not give your power away. Do what you need to do to take care of yourself so that you can be a safe space for yourself, so that you can decide with clear eyes what needs to happen next. It's kind of important. It's kind of the real work. And I love you. And happy September. And may you take good care of yourself during this eclipse. Eclipses are busy and they are triggering and they are energetically wild. And again, take care of yourself, and not in a flippant way, in a wise woman way, wise man way. This is what I need to do to stay grounded, present, conscious, and I will make that my priority over all things. Happy eclipse season coming to an end. Happy Virgo season. I'm with you. I'm very aware of how critical it is that we stay with ourselves right now, and that we be the clear song of love and freedom and safety and consciousness that the world needs right now. It is just so important. It cannot be overstated. All right. May love be with you. May life be with you. May your guides be with you. And may, most importantly, you be with yourself. I'll talk to you later. Bye.